What's up? Hello, universe. Um, okay, so here we are, back on back on that frequency again. Um, right now, everybody right now, R. Kelly is the talk of the town right now. In pop culture, in our uh in our I don't even know what you call it, but I am 37 years old. I'll be 38 years old next month, right? And I know they got the docu-series out, and it's all these different parts and these different women coming out speaking against all these different things that R. Kelly has done, or that they're alleging that he's done. Um, talking about the situation with the underage girl, the video. Now, what I can tell you is that when that video came out, when he peed on the girl, Sparkle's niece or whatever, I heard about it. I knew about it. And, and also, I first want to say that R. Kelly is a lyrical genius. R. Kelly has it. R. Kelly is the king of R&B. He always has been, he always will be, and he will more than likely continue to be. No matter what kind of sick stuff he likes, what kind of sick things he's done, you know, the music in itself speaks for itself. So I'm not here to speak on that man's music or his creative abilities or whatever the case. The dude is a lyrical genius. Period. When you hear an R. Kelly song, that's R. Kelly. None of R. Kelly's songs sound the same at all. He can take a song and flip it and turn it into a remix and put 6 or 7 other folks on it and do a whole nother remix. R. Kelly's stuff, okay? It's lots and lots of babies that don't been made off of R. Kelly stuff, okay? Okay, it ain't just these pedophile and weird people running around promoting R. Kelly stuff. No, regular, adult people do adult things and enjoy R. Kelly's music. Period. Okay, so now that I got that out the way, in the beginning I was a young girl at that time when Aaliyah came out. I was about 14, 15 years old when Back and Forth came out. And they seemed like they was a cool little duo. But even back then, to me at that age, I'm looking and I'm like, okay, well, he producing this young girl, and anyone that's a singer, I'm a singer as well. So, you want that kind of backing from somebody like Kels, you know what I'm saying? And he put her on, and they had some nice hits, But I did start seeing, sometime you would see him on, what was BET back then? Back then, I'm not sure if it was 106 in Park or if that was when they had, what's his name, with the green eyes? Dang, I can't think of his name, but they would go and do interviews, and I would see that they seem to be a whole lot closer than what they actually should be, given the age of this man and given the age of this young girl. You know what I mean? But I also at that time had friends of my own, okay, that ran in my own circle, my own crew. And I remember my friends, junior high and high school, dealing with dudes that were in their 20s and in their 30s, okay? And my friends being, with the business. How far with the business, I'm not sure. But to me, I'm like, listen, ain't nothing that this grown man gonna want with this young girl unless they doing something. You know what I'm saying? I always been nervous of that, kind of stuff like that. But we definitely used to call them, oh, there go Chester Molester, or go, you know what I'm saying? Even if it was, oh, the homegirl, they met somewhere downtown and he offered them a ride, because that's what they do all the time. You'd be walking down the street with your homegirls and they'd be like, hey, you want to ride? This was back then, though, in the 90s. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you want to ride? And you thinking, oh, yeah, let's get a ride over here, girl. We don't got to catch the bus or whatever. You know what I mean? And then, all that stuff. This stuff is not old. The only difference, the only salacious part for us is the fact that it's happening. A celebrity is doing it. You know what I'm saying? There are some states where 16 is the consensual age. You know what I'm saying? Some people allowing their daughters 15 years old to go and be emancipated and go live with grown men. If I'm not mistaken, didn't like Ted Nugent or something like that, he had a young girl and he got permission from that young girl's parents to have her. You know what I'm saying? I do think a lot of times, though, when a young girl gets with an older man or anything, there has to be some self-esteem issues going on. There has to be some kind of some prior abuse or something in some way, shape, form, or fashion that has that young girl seeking attention from this grown man, because that normally would be something that would scare any other young girl. But when you have young girls that are lying about their age, and you have and you know what I'm saying, even if the guy do know, 18 for most people, hey, that's legal age. So if you say, oh, I'm 18 or I'm 17, but I'm gonna be 18 in a couple of months, then he's like, okay, well, hold on, I'll wait for you, I'll chill. You know what I'm saying? Or, well, you seems like you're ready. I could have sworn you were ready. You understand what I'm saying? It be like that. Now, listening to Kel's music, just like that song, I always thought, oh, he must be talking to some young girl. Because you don't got to talk to no grown woman talking about seems like you ready. You know what I'm saying? So I knew, everybody knew. Age ain't nothing but a number. When she came out singing that, I knew off top. All right. So I'm going to tell you, I didn't watch the docu-series because I had already been tuning in to Toxic Diamond, and she was doing readings of these books that these women, these accusers have been writing, and so she was reading the actual book, and so I would tune into that, and I would already hear what they had to say, so I don't have to go on here. And then I started going to other links and all that different kind of stuff, and then with Tasha K, she was doing her interview with the brother, and and then there was some old footage, some other footage, of the road manager or whoever, who said that he was there, when they got married, and him and Aaliyah and all that extra stuff, and Kel's wanting dudes to play the wingman and go get the young girls' numbers and all of that different stuff. So I had already been checking this out, so I didn't have to watch a docuseries. With Sparkle, it's crazy because I felt even some kind of way, even though she's like, oh, that's my niece, when that whole situation with the sex tape came out, that's my niece. But then we didn't hear nothing else from her at all. It's been decades. Probably shit. It's been a long time and ain't nobody heard nothing from Sparkle since then. You know what I'm saying? Now, he's got these girls that he got in his harem right now, and whatever they do by choice. It's almost like hoes, you know what I'm saying? Hoes choose up. Hoes choose up. For real, for real. And a pimp plays on a hoe on her emotional status. She has to come from a broken place, in order for him to be able to get up in her mind. If you can control her mind, you can control her body. But at the end of the day, like I said, hoes choose up. Sometimes they say, oh, I'm allowed to leave, I'm not allowed to leave, I'm allowed to leave, I'm not allowed to leave. Well, shoot. Y'all still ain't there. So at some point, you was able to do whatever it was that you needed to do. I'm not really understanding, do I think that he probably is into some freaky stuff? Yeah, but shoot, probably who ain't? The young girl who was talking about how she told him she was older. I'm listening to this girl saying she getting ready and she want to go meet R. Kelly, and she was young at that time, and they was going to the concert, and she put on the tightest dress, and her vagina was ready and all of that extra stuff. She knew what she was going to do and what she wanted. She talked about how some of the sex and the stuff that they was doing was some of the best, even though she would be loaded, and then started getting into that and doing all that. But she enjoyed a lot of that stuff. You know what I'm saying? She was into a lot of that stuff. I just be like, sometimes we gotta own our stuff, man. And if this is your way of owning your stuff, and then you like, okay, well, let me put him on blast, you know what I'm saying? If that's how you feel you got to do it, then go on ahead and do it. But a lot of things that I do that I knew I shouldn't have been doing, and I end up getting myself in a situation, I don't put that other person on blast. I deal with my issue and where I went wrong at and what I did and what I should not have did. And then I make sure that I don't do that again. You feel me? And then I make sure that I keep my eye on that person over there or on that situation over there to make sure they stay where they supposed to be at, out of my way. You know what I'm saying? Or if I see them doing something, to somebody else, and it's the same kind of, then I may say something like, yo, you better stay away from that dude right there. You know what I'm saying? Or I see you. You know what I'm saying? And I remember what you did, so you might want to go ahead and fall back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But, all these people coming out the woodwork, man. All these people got so much to say. All these people, I say all of this to say, grown men been messing with young, willing girls. Okay? These dudes is not just gorilla pimping these and running by and snatching these girls and throwing them in the back of the truck and throwing them in the back of the car. A lot of these girls is ending up in these situations with these older dudes and with these dudes like Kales, because that's where they want to be and that's what they want to do for whatever the reason, whether it's the lifestyle, whether it's the glam, the glitz, whether it's the drugs, whether it's the whatever, but they are there willingly wearing the jumpsuits and drinking the Kool-Aid. I've seen it with my own eyes. I watched it for several years when I was in junior high school and high school. And a lot of them dudes that was messing with the young girls when I was in junior high and high school, I still see them to this day. And I know what they about. Period. And that may not be all they mess with. They may mess with older women and grown women, but I know that they got a thing for young girls too. And if the young girl is with it, they gonna split it. Period. And she may be happy with getting a pair of tennis shoes. She may be happy with just blowing a couple blunts, and then he go buy her a carne asada fry or something like that, or a carne asada nacho, and she cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Or she cool with, hey, I need a ride. She just want to ride somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And he making her feel all cute and all of that extra stuff, and she, you know what I'm saying? Now, as time goes by, does that play on you when you get older and you get a little wiser and you like, damn, man, these dudes was really pedophiles though. When you younger, you don't realize that. They know that because they a whole hell of a lot older. But you, as a youth, really don't know that. Your mind hasn't developed, your brain hasn't developed properly, so you don't know that. So it's not until you get older, and then you may be starting to have kids of your own, and you like, oh my gosh, these dudes was really real pedophiles. You know? And then you got to deal with a lot of that emotional baggage that comes with that. But I think the people whose real responsibility it is, if he was doing things that were inappropriate and what he shouldn't have been doing, were the people that were around him that was seeing it happen and that weren't saying anything, that were adults. Y'all, the real problem. You the one turning the blind eye. You the real problem. Because even if young baby don't know no better, at that point she probably really broken and don't know, wow, who she can really trust, because this is an adult, and you know what I'm saying, starts thinking that way and starts thinking that, well, dang, nobody around me is protecting me, so who do I have to tell or cry out to for some help? So it's y'all the problem. All y'all need to be in some kind of situation for compliance. So I don't know, man. I just say that to say, this is a dookie disaster, is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Dre and his wife, she can't even figure out what she want to do. One minute she's sad and crying, talking about all this abuse, and the next minute she talking about, that's my baby, daddy, that's my husband. Can't nobody talk about him. I might can talk about him, but y'all can't talk about him. We talk about the bad stuff amongst the family, but all the rest of y'all ain't got that privilege. Y'all ain't got that right. Which one is it, baby? Is you just you know what I'm saying? You just trying to keep your checks coming or what? You know what I'm saying? You had already said you something about needing to have that light bill paid. You know what I'm saying? That money that he make comes in so you can take care of your household. So I understand. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it. We just gonna overlook this over here. Shit, I got to pay the lights. And a lot of times it goes down like that. It's a sick society we live in, for real. But I think that's like only an America thing, because all them other countries you go to, hey, they ready. A woman is a woman once she starts her cycle. You know what I mean? And they be prepping and prepping them little girls from the time they 9 and 7 and 8 and 9 years old. You know what I mean? In other countries, 12, 13. They say more than likely that Yeshua's mom, Mary, was probably 13 or something. You know what I'm saying? When she had him. And she was engaged to Joseph at that time, who was a grown man, 30 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's all over. It's all around the culture. It's right in our face. We know all about it. But once, your state or whatever starts implementing these laws, then that's when you have other stipulations that come into play. You know what I mean? But I do want to say, for whoever was, in a situation and abused, and he really broke you down in some kind of way, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I hope you get the help that you need. I hope that you are able to, do some healing from releasing it. But then for all the rest of y'all that was there, that wanted to be there, and y'all was with the business, don't try to ride the wave. You know what I'm saying? Just stop. Don't do it. Just stop. Because then it's like, all right, this ain't adding up. That ain't adding up. This what? Huh? You know what I'm saying? What can you really verify? What's the real truth? You know what I mean? What's the real truth? A lot of these people do certain things because they want their careers boosted. So they with the business. But this is what goes down in the industry, though. Everybody knows it. This is what happens in the industry. This is what they do. So I don't really understand. You know what I'm saying? What is R. Kelly trying to buy something? Is he trying to buy Sony, or is he trying to buy Disneyland, or is he, because that's when they be trying to knock you down and That's when they be trying to get rid of you, when you start coming for they stuff. Start coming for they dough. You know what I mean? Then all these people start coming out the woodwork. When are we gonna have the Harvey Weinstein docu-series? You know what I'm saying? When he gonna go on trial? With his sick self. He the one got it popping. He talking about, yeah, I'm sick, I need some help. I need a, give me a chance to do over. Huh? So, I don't know, y'all. I'm just saying. I've watched this go down as a young girl. I've seen it happen. I see it happen. And what I'm telling you is that a lot of times the young girl is with it. That's what's up. And the parents don't even be knowing, because they be ditching going to do it. You know, doing it when the parents is at work, sneaking doing, oh, I'm going to my homegirl's house, but really she going to the homegirl house, but they about to go kick it with that grown ass dude. Trust me. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I hope y'all figure it out, though. I'm gone.